Hi, good morning. So this will be for Tuesday's lecture of this week. What they actually tell you to do is they want you to work with equations, with mathematical expressions, and work with the rules that you would remember regarding your sign numbers. Okay? You have plus and minus signs, you have to combine them, you have to multiply them, etc. Okay? I'm looking at page 77 right now in your book. If you'd be so kind, open to page 77 so I can explain a little bit of it to you. They ask you to simplify expressions, okay? It's an expression because there's no right side to it, okay? If it said equal, like a particular number equals 5, equals 10, equals 5x, that would make it an equation because you have something on both sides of an equal sign. When you only have a left side, you might say, of an equal sign, that's called an expression. Okay? Now, they ask you to simplify the expressions. That means combine the x's with the x's, the y's with the y's, and if there's an x squared, it goes with an x squared, etc. Now, in order to work with that, it's very nice that you can find your like terms, your x's with x's, y's with y's, but how do you combine the coefficient, which would mean the number before each of those variables? Okay? I'm going to hold up this board. Hopefully it'll show very nicely to you. I'm going to show you a little bit of what it has, okay? And hopefully it'll come out clear. If not, we'll talk about it when I see you again on Thursday, okay? But basically the rule says this. If you have two numbers that have the same sign, for instance, a plus 5 and a plus 2, if you don't see a plus before it, it means plus, okay? And a minus 5 and a minus 2, you take the same sign, you bring it down to the bottom, okay, and you total those numbers. So therefore, a plus 5 and a plus 2 is a plus 7, and a minus 5 and a minus 2 is a minus 7, okay? Now, many of you remember this, no problem. But in case some of you don't, I'm trying to remind you again. Now, when you have numbers with different signs, whether the first is positive followed by a negative, or the first is minus followed by a plus, what you do is you take the difference between those numbers. So the difference between 5 and 2 is a 3, right? 5 take away 2 is 3. You keep the sign of what you have more of. In this case, I have more positives, positive. In this case, I have more negatives, negative. So that's the basic setup over here. Now, use that in order to answer the questions on page 77, okay? In addition, when you multiply numbers, okay, having the same sign, your result will be positive. For instance, a plus 5 times a plus 2 is a positive 10. A minus 5 times a minus 2 is also a plus 10. Okay? Now, different signs. A plus 5, whether it shows plus or no sign means plus. Okay? Plus 5 times a minus 2 is a minus 10. And a minus 5 times a plus 2 is also a minus 10. So same signs, this is for multiplication. Same signs give you a positive number, okay? And different signs will give you a negative number. And that's for your multiplication. Okay, so hopefully you can see that here. Now I'm going to continue. So what we have, that was page 77. When you make your substitutions, put your values in parentheses and then work accordingly. Now let's look at page 79, please. It says 79 says, answer the following questions about the algebraic expression below. So it says, how many terms are in the expression? Remember, an expression is divided into terms by either plus or minus signs between them. So like, for instance, 1a will be 3 terms. A 3x is 1, the 2y is the next, and a 25 is the third term. Now, it says, what's the coefficient of the x term? Well, the x term is 3x, correct? So the coefficient is the number before the x, which in this case would be 3. So the answer for 1a is 3 terms. The answer for 1b is 3, that's the coefficient. Now, evaluate the expression when x is 6 and y is minus 9. Okay? So therefore, you have 3 parentheses. X is going to be 6 plus 2 parentheses. Y is going to be minus 9 plus 25, and work it through. Okay? So please try to do the examples on page 79. For examples 3 and 4, they give you an equation at the bottom. B equals minus 0.23t plus 92. They give you the values of t. Please substitute and try to get an answer. For page 80, same thing. Okay? So therefore you have your lesson for today. Try to work it through. If there are certain rules that you don't remember, I'll try to help you with it on Thursday. Okay? But please do these pages again for Tuesday's lesson. That would be page 77. Read page 78 and do page 79. And we'll discuss it together again on Thursday. Okay? Have a good morning. Bye-bye.